Howdy folks, TJ here. Time to replace my distributor in my 1967 Westie. What's in there now is a 009, and there's that notorious or famous or infamous dead spot or flat spot that a lot of people mention when you use the 009 distributor. Seems like 009 seemed to become a very popular distributor. I don't know if it was because of price. I haven't been in the Volkswagen world long enough. I think I started around 2000 when I started buying and enjoying Volkswagens. And so 009 has been out a long time, but I have replaced before on a 73 thing that I used to own. It had a 009, and I switched to a vacuum advanced type of distributor, and that dead spot or flat spot went away, and it was much more enjoyable to drive. This one's got a pretty bad one. I step on it and it's like, it just seems like there's nothing, and then all of a sudden it sparks in. So I wanted to record the sound and of that experience, and because I don't think anybody has that I've seen, where you step on it and you can kind of see or hear what some of us mean by a flat spot or a dead spot. So let me go ahead and get things set up. I'm gonna start up the bus here. It's been a couple of weeks, and get it idling pretty well, and then go ahead, well, idling to the best of my knowledge wise, and step on it and see if we can reproduce that sound for you. Shouldn't be a problem because it's pretty notorious on this bus. And then I'm going to replace it with a proper vacuum advanced distributor, and see if the problem goes away and see what it sounds like. So stick around, come back for more. Alright, I'm going to go up to the cab and step on it a couple of times just with my hand, and so you can kind of hear what it sounds like. I've already had this engine running a few minutes. It seems to be idling, at least to the best of my knowledge, fairly well for me. Let's see what it sounds like. This is the regular 009 distributor that's in there right now. Let's see what happens. So that was me just using my hand and basically flooring it, and you can hear it go, and then I just slowly revved it. If you taper it, it seems to be all right. You got to taper this thing really a lot to run fairly smoothly, but just a quick step on it, yeah, it seems to flutter. Is that the dead spot or flat spot that folks mention? I've always believed it to be. So anyway, let me go ahead and bring this camera up to the cab and step on it so you can see what I'm doing up there. Ouch! Okay, I'm going to step on it a couple times. There you go. All right, TJ's back here. That's me, TJ. Just did some work on my bus. As noted before, I was going to switch from a 009 distributor to a vacuum advance, and this is actually the correct one for 67 bus. And get it all connected up, and now I've already actually kind of done a test drive, so I know right off the chute things seem smoother. I'm not bogging down like I was with the 009, and when I step on it, there's a nice gradual progression rather than a kind of a flutter or lack of power, flatness, whatever you want to call it. And around these parts, I don't know, well, you can't probably see in this video, but I live up in the mountains of California, so very steep grades that I'm coming up and down, and one of them to my property is I have to go really slow into a corner and then pretty straight uphill. So I normally try to do that in second. And with the old distributor, low RPM, and then all of a sudden step on it, there was that bog down. In the test drive I've done, I didn't have that. I went right into second, and I just had some nice gradual power going up the hill. I even popped it into third and still had sufficient power where it felt pretty comfortable. So right off the chute, I just like going back to what it should be stock, a nice vacuum advance. And like I said, I've done this before with my 73 thing, and I felt much more less stuttering, nice power with a vacuum advance distributor. So I'm going to go start the engine, and let me actually show you just a little close-up first. Then I'll start the engine, and then we'll kind of do some stomp on it like I did before. And again, I don't know if that's really the problem with the distributor, but right off the bat, putting a new distributor in, I'm feeling things much nicer. So you can see there's the vacuum advance distributor, and I'm slowly but surely getting things the way I like it. That fuel pump needs to go. If you watched my video, you'll see that when I stomped on it, that fuel hose that's going up to the carb was getting hit by the throttle arm, something I would have never known had I not videotaped back here. So I'm glad I did, and that fuel pump is not a correct one, not a proper one. So I am going to invest in a proper fuel pump, and that should take that hose away from that throttle arm a bit, where I can run it up to the carburetor as it should, and when I stomp on it, it won't get touched. So anyway, let's go ahead and mount this back up, and let's see what happens. So we'll kind of come in here a little bit closer. Yeah, I'm gonna go start her up. So that was me stomping on it a few times, and as you didn't hear, that gurgling action. Now, starting it up, I did go out for a test drive. Those things were warm. I noticed that normally, kind of like what the Volkswagen book, I think, says, that you're supposed to, after things are warmed up, you're supposed to push the gas in all the way and start up. I didn't do that, and I'm still learning on some vehicles. I've had to do that. Some I have not. Others, I just turn the key and it starts right up. But when it's warm is when things kind of change up a little bit. From the morning, I just turn this key on and it goes right in. But we'll see with this new distributor. I'm sure there's other things like carburetor that I need to start paying attention to, and other adjustments that I need to start tweaking. But I'm getting there. I'm learning. So anyway, I'm going to move the camera up front just to show kind of me stomping on the gas, and that way this video is complete and shows, like I said, you stomp on it, and before you kind of had that hesitation or gurgle, and then it kicked in. This, so far, you're not hearing that. So whether that's the hesitation or flatness that other people talk about, I don't know. It could be something else, but needless to say, the only thing I've done is put a new distributor in, and that problem has seemingly gone away. So anyway, let me turn off the video and move the camera up front. We'll start it up one more time and go from there. Okay, this time I didn't hit my head like in the first part of the video. You remember hearing that? Kind of like a Tim Allen. So let's go ahead and do it. You're not getting, remember when I did that, you kind of hear just nothing, and then kind of gurgling and kind of getting in. Just keeps revving. Yeah, I'm liking this distributor a lot more, for sure. So we're going to wrap up the video. Engine sounds nice to me, nice and smooth. Stepping on it, I now have a little bit different power than what I felt before. I'm not bogging down. I'm not losing any power. Loving this distributor so far. Time to get that fuel pump replaced next. Oh, and my speedometer cable just went out. Got to replace that. Oh, I got to do some valves, check the valves, and oh, it's never ending. And I'm slow. I'm very slow. So thanks for watching the video. Have a great rest of your day. I highly recommend going to stock, the way that it was designed to be originally, if you want a nice, smooth operating Volkswagen. So far, at least that's the way I look at it. So thanks for watching. Bye.